and the omnibus. So I was forced into the Archers when I was a child. And look, it's come back to bite me later on. I'm awash with this stuff.
The Archers is the world's longest-running radio show, with more than 15,000 episodes broadcast. Despite being a rural flavor show, The Archers is recorded in the heart of...
Welcome back, everyone. Today we're doing a deep dive into a really fascinating set of sources. They really show how these big ideas, community, redemption, fairness, often play out in, well, pretty everyday settings, like around the kitchen table or, behind the bar at the pub.
That's right. Our mission, if you like, is to unpack how this particular community deals with conflict. We've got two main scenarios here. First, this really personal one. George is back after being away for quite a while. How does he fit back in?
Okay.
And second, more of a workplace thing. There are only 2 tickets for this fancy awards night, but the whole team deserves to go. How do they sort that out fairly?
And we're not talking theories here, are we? The sources are just packed with these incredible specific details. You've got like 3 cheese dinners, someone looking like a wrestler, and honestly, a completely unforgettable fight with a turkey named Houdini. It really gets into the nitty-gritty of what a clean slate actually costs. Okay, so let's start with George. He's back home, and the first thing the sources pick up on is how he looks different physically. People notice he's been working out, mentions doing all them squats, and his old favorite jeans. He says he could hardly get these on over my thighs. They're tight.
Yeah, and that's not just a throwaway detail, is it? The tight jeans, they're sort of a physical sign of the work he's put in while he was away. Amber, his family member, says he looks like a wrestler.
Right.
He's actively changed himself physically. And that sends a signal, that he's been working on himself.
And how does the family react to this? Not with questions or suspicion, but with, well, food. Comfort food.
Exactly, cauliflower cheese. But the detail is, Grandma points out, it's got 3 different kinds of cheese.
3.
Yeah, that richness, that little bit of extravagance. It's not just dinner, it's a welcome. It's saying, we're glad you're back, no questions asked, here's comfort. It's a kind of unconditional acceptance. An act of grace, really.
But that warm, fuzzy feeling gets tested almost immediately, doesn't it?
Oh.
Out by the turkey pen.
Ah, yes, the turkeys.
This is where we get that brilliant comparison between past and present. George remembers falling over like a skittle the day before he left, getting covered in turkey feed pellets.
And that memory, that slightly embarrassing moment, he says, it kept him smiling through his first night inside in the cells. It was a connection back to his normal, slightly clumsy self. A lifeline, almost.
But the turkey incident this time around is totally different. He and Grandpa Eddie are trying to get the birds penned up, and one escapes Houdini, climbs right onto the roof.
Houdini the turkey.
And George immediately steps up. "It's my fault he's up there," he says. Takes responsibility.
And he climbs up there himself, right onto the roof, determined to sort it out. But while he's wrestling with Houdini, those tight favorite jeans, they split.
Oh, no.
Yeah, all the way. It's kind of perfect,
Yeah.
symbolically. He's trying so hard to show he's capable, trustworthy again, and he has this very public physical mishap, the ripped jeans, but it actually proves his commitment, doesn't it? Because he tried.
Yeah, he didn't shy away. But you can tell he's still feeling vulnerable underneath it all. He admits he doesn't really want to see people, thinks they want to see me. That shame is still there.
And that's the key moment, isn't it? He's made the physical effort, shown willing, but he needs someone to say, it's okay, to give him permission to move on. And Grandpa Eddie does just that.
What does he say?
He says, "You've done your time, George. Your debt is paid." Right? It's a clean slate now. That's it. The words he needed to hear. Legal and sort of moral permission to start again.
And George grabs that permission and runs with it. He immediately suggests the next step, but on his terms.
Which is?
Taking his grandparents out for lunch.
I'm all cut.
To the bowl, midday, midweek. Specifically chooses that time because there won't be so many people for him as the evening. He wants to ease back in, and he insists on me. He's paying.
That's huge, isn't it, that gesture? It shows him taking charge, being proactive about his return. He's not just waiting for things to happen to him. He's planning his way back into, normal life.
Taking financial responsibility, managing his own anxiety about crowds.
Exactly. It's a really mature step. Even though his family are still supportive, Grandpa gives him a bit of cash just in case George is driving this. It shows redemption isn't just about serving time. It's about actively rebuilding trust, both through effort and community acceptance.
And that need for things to be visible, for fairness to be seen, that theme carries right over into the second situation, doesn't it, at the Bull?
It really does. A perfect transition. We shift from the personal, the family, to the professional sphere. And the stakes are high again, but in a different way. The pub, the Bull, gets news about this pub awards due.
Sounds fancy.
Oh, it is. Described as really fancy, sponsors are big guns. It's a major networking opportunity. And the thing is, the whole team worked to get this recognition. The catch, only 2 tickets, that's it. They asked for more, but the organizers basically said no, need to make money. So management has to choose just 2 people from a team that won this together. It's a classic zero-sum problem.
And what was the initial plan? Who got the nod?
Well, the initial thinking was, logical maybe. Lillian, the manager, she's going, represents the leadership, and she's good at the smoozing part.
Okay, makes sense. And the second ticket.
That was earmarked for Fallon. The rationale, her cooking that's put us on the map. Plus, she can big us up a storm with the important people there.
Right. So the logic is about maximizing the PR benefit for the pub on the night.
Yeah.
Send the best networker and the person whose work is most visible, the chef.
Precisely. It prioritizes external gain, measurable results, over maybe internal fairness or team morale.
But you can guess how that went down with the rest of the staff.
Oh yeah. Immediate pushback. A delegation forms, led by Tracy, who's apparently in the middle of peeling carrots when this all kicks off.
Love that detail.
She questions why Lillian gets a free pass, pointing out she goes to swanky events all the time. It touches on that feeling of, unequal perks.
And Tracy doesn't just complain, she puts forward an alternative, right?
She does. She champions joy. Argues joy has saved our skins so many times without even being asked.
So it's this clash of values. Do you reward the high-profile star contributor whose success is easy to measure, like Fallon's cooking?
Or do you reward the consistent, maybe less visible person like Joy, who keeps things running smoothly, prevents disasters, holds the team together day in, day out? It's about recognizing that hidden labor.
And then it gets even more complicated, because George's mother apparently says something about giving the ticket to Fallon keeps it in the family.
Yeah, that comment makes things really sticky. It implies favoritism, but Fallon herself shuts that down immediately, says she doesn't want any special treatment.
Good for her. She sees that if the process isn't fair, the prize itself is kind of tainted, right?
Exactly. Fallon gets it. The team's trust is more important than the fancy night out. For the staff, how the decision is made is just as crucial as who actually goes. They need it to be fair and to look fair.
So how does management handle this potential mutiny?
Well, Jolene, the manager involved in the decision-making, she reads the room. She realizes the bad feeling this is creating just isn't worth it. The potential PR gain isn't worth wrecking team morale.
Smart move.
Very smart. So, the mutiny, as you called it, succeeds. They backtrack.
And the solution.
It's beautifully simple and fair. Lillian still goes okay, management representative, that's accepted. But the second ticket, all the other names go into a hat.
A lottery.
A lottery. Pure chance. It completely removes any accusations of favoritism or valuing one type of contribution over another. It's transparent, it's equal, problem solved.
It's interesting, too, that once these 2 big conflicts George's return, the ticket drama get resolved. The sources mentioned a few other little bits of good news filtering through.
Yeah, like small wins after the main event. The exterminator's been to the shock, which had issues, and it's moving back into the church this week. So things getting back to normal there.
A sense of stability returning.
And also this 0% low alcohol beer they were unsure about. Turns out it's delicious and a real lunchtime hit, even though they doubted the brewery could pull it off. Little signs that things are working out, effort is rewarded.
So when you pull these 2 stories together, George needing the clean slate, the pub staff needing fair play, what's the bigger picture here? What's the common thread?
I think the big thing is how the community, in both cases, kind of rejects a purely transactional or cold, logical approach.
Right.
With George, the family doesn't dwell on the debt. They offer grace, that triple cheese welcome.
Right.
And at the pub, the staff rejects the logic of maximum PR benefit from Fallon attending. They demand relational fairness, visible justice, which the lottery provides. In both cases, reconciliation, transparency, and that sense of moral rightness win out over cold, hard calculation.
So it really underlines that for groups to function well, whether it's a family or a workplace, you have to deal with the emotional stuff, the fairness stuff, the how you do things, like George choosing the quiet lunch or the pub using the hat. is often more powerful than the what. It reaffirms that social bond.
Absolutely. And it shows good leadership too, doesn't it? Jolene realizing that team cohesion was actually more valuable in the long run than sending Fallon, knowing when to choose fairness over perceived efficiency. And George showing that personal courage to step back into the community proactively.
Okay, so wrapping this up, key takeaways from this deep dive. The immense symbolic power of 3 kinds of cheese in a cauliflower bake. The fact that sometimes ripping your best jeans while fighting an escaped turkey called Houdini on a roof is exactly what you need to do to prove you're really back.
Can't argue with that.
And finally, that a well-timed collective mutiny by the team peeling the carrots can actually lead to genuine workplace justice.
Perfectly put. And maybe a final thought for you, the listener, to take away. In your own life, when you're faced with limited resources, maybe a promotion, an opportunity, even just praise, how do you decide who gets it? Do you lean towards the person who offers the most obvious, measurable benefit right now, the star performer, the one with the best immediate skills? Or do you find a way to recognize the person whose contribution is steady, maybe quieter, but absolutely essential over the long haul? The one who, like Joy, is always saving your skins. Utility versus loyalty, maybe? It's a balance we all navigate.
That's a really great question to think about. Okay, thanks for joining us for this deep dive. We'll see you next time.
So, what are you doing now?
Just getting ready for the next episode. Just
And,
moving mics around.
So, what do you do?
I do the spot effects on the arches. Any
Are you what we
movements
call Foley then?
and- kind of. Yep. That's,
Okay. And these are all part of the paraphernalia of production.
yep. That's the ball bar. That's,
This one.
yep. That's.
Haley so wanted to be in their own place when their baby came. It's due in 2 months. Not much chance of that now. No. I mean, it would have been a stretch for them financially, mind, but I just wish there was something practical I could do to help them, Caroline. I mean,
I think The Archers has had this immense popularity over the years, basically because it has always very accurately reflected the reality of life and living in a rural community, at whatever